I know for all those of you who've lost someone, 21 years is both a lifetime and no time at all. It's good to remember. These memories help us heal, but they can also open up the hurt and take us back to that moment when the grief was so raw.
That was President Joe Biden marking the 21st anniversary of the September 11th attacks at the Pentagon yesterday. He laid a wreath and vowed never to forget the lives of those we lost and their families. Yesterday, as I mentioned, 21 years since the attacks that killed nearly 3,000 Americans on U.S. soil. The First Lady attended a service in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, while the Vice President was at the ceremony in New York City. 5 defendants, all held at the military prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, were formally charged in 2008 with helping to plan the attack. But their cases have stalled over access to CIA evidence and recently over COVID delays. Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge joins us now from the Pentagon with new developments on this. Catherine, good morning. The memory of 9/11 is strong, but the search for justice remains in terms of putting people on trial and getting those charges to stick. Where are we on that front? And good morning to you.
Good morning, Tony. CBS News has confirmed that military prosecutors and defense attorneys are negotiating potential plea deals that could take the death penalty off the table for the 5 defendants accused in the 9/11 attacks.
He was living his dream.
Pilot Charles Burlingame was more than a war hero to his family, who affectionately called him Chick.
Yeah, here he is.
Before the anniversary, his sister, Deborah Burlingame, shared his story at New York's 9/11 memorial.
He was really our touchstone. And he still is.
On 9/11, al-Qaeda terrorists took over Burlingame's American Airlines Flight 77, slamming it into the Pentagon.
We didn't have remains for weeks. We were constantly saying to each other, what would Chick want? What would Chick do?
But her grief has turned to anger.
I was outraged.
After learning a potential plea deal is under discussion for the 5 9/11 defendants held at this military base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, including Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the self-described architect of 9/11.
You're in touch with other 9/11 families. Do they feel the same way?
The families are outraged, and they don't want closure. They want justice.
But another group, September 11th Families for Peaceful Tomorrows, believes a plea deal could deliver some measure of judicial finality.
All 5 defendants and the government are all engaged in good faith negotiations with the idea of bringing this trial, which has become a forever trial, to an end.
Lawyer James Cannell's team represents 9/11 defendant Ammar al-Baluchi.
He's willing to plead guilty to a substantial sentence at Guantanamo in exchange for a guarantee of medical care and dropping the death penalty.
Before their transfer to Guantanamo Bay in 2006, the 5 9/11 defendants were held by the CIA and interrogated. Critics call the extreme tactics torture.
The one that has had perhaps the most lasting physical impact was what they called walling.
Alka Pradhan is a human rights attorney for the 9/11 defense team.
He had told us that his head was bashed against a wall repeatedly until he saw sparks and fainted.
Nearly 3,000 people died on 9/11. Is it right to take the death penalty off the table?
The United States government failed all of us after September 11th in their decisions to use illegal techniques and illegal programs. In doing so, irrevocably corrupted any legal process that could have taken place.
A spokesman for the military trials did not answer our questions, but confirmed the parties are currently engaged in preliminary plea negotiations, citing recent court filings.
I will not have closure as long as there is any possibility for some future president to commute their sentences or trade them away.
Charles Chick Burlingame was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery.
I do believe that forgiveness is more powerful than love, but it's earned. They never will have that.
If a plea deal goes ahead and the 9/11 defendants get lengthy sentences, there is a law in place that blocks their transfer to U.S. soil and federal custody. That means the Guantanamo prison could be open indefinitely, Tony.
Nearly 3,000 people dead here on U.S. soil on 9/11, and others continue to die to this day from 9/11 related illnesses, and the search for justice continues. Catherine, thank you very much.